Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. You know, some television networks promote college football and college basketball rivalry weeks. Well, Michigan by itself had that all wrapped up in 1 week. The Wolverines were still looking for that signature win on their resume, and had a chance to get it not once but twice against their biggest rivals. First against MSU on a Tuesday night at Chrysler Center, and then against the Buckeyes of Ohio State Sunday afternoon in Ann Arbor.
When we come strong to the ball with 2 hands and 2 feet, our stuff works. Press, pressure, man, we go get it, bang, and we begin to rip through. But both feet are on the ground, both hands are on the ball, so we can play. Right when we run our offense with speed and purpose, we run cuts to get the ball, and we're getting better at it. But let's not see anybody just running through here today. Everybody is an actor all the way through on everything that we do. Look for each other. That has gone, we've been going along like this with that. And now all of a sudden, I've seen in the last week or so, all of a sudden we're making a spike in this. We're understanding this game is about deception. And whether you're going to get the ball or not, you can't let your guy know what's happening. And then finally, we're going to out-hustle them today. The ball's on the ground, the ball's on the floor, the ball's in the air. It's going to be ours. We're going to find a way. We make incur extra fouls doing that. We're going to find a way to get the loose basketball today, any way that we can get it. We box out right now with our hands. They're going to feel this, they're going to feel this, they're going to feel everything. They are not going to feel this tickle stuff. We are going to go get them with this hard, and then we're going to hit them with our hip as we step across, and then we're going to keep our body on their body.
You deserve to win a game like this, right? The Michigan fans deserve it. You guys deserve it. Going through what you're going through, persevering through what you're going through, stepping up like you've stepped up, and coming this close but still fighting together, and having people call us as coaches, AAU coaches, other people saying, man, your guys are playing hard. It's unbelievable, all the stuff you're going through, how your guys are playing. So what you're doing in that process, Duncan, you're earning respect.
Let today be the day where you set aside your limitations. Let today be the day where you set aside the I cannots. Let today be the day where you set aside maybe your, frustration, due to the losing streak. Because courage, when you look at it, is not so much the absence of fear, but it's the ability to choose your goals over that fear.
No question Michigan came to play. Zach Irvin felt it early, knocking down a 3 and a layup before Ricky Doyle helped the cause with a pretty baseline jumper, and he finished off a really nice Irvin dish inside. Sidesteps his way, dumps it inside. Doyle lays it off the window and through. Good dish by Irvin. Nice finish by Doyle. It was 9-2 Wolverines early on. The energy in the building was electric, and it seemed as though the Wolverines were feeding off of it. Irvin was scoring and dishing, and others fed off his aggressiveness. Max Bielfeldt, Mark Donnell, and Cam Chapman hunted their shots and helped the cause. Chapman hit his first 3 shots and had his conference high in just a few minutes, 6. Even reserve Andrew Dakich made some personal history. Doyle calling for it. Dakich, right corner 3. Got it! Andrew Dakich knocks home a triple. But it was Michigan's defense that made the difference. They took a few charges and forced a 35-second shot clock violation, forcing 7 Ohio State first-half turnovers. Michigan led it 39-23 at the break. It was a different Buckeyes team to start the second half, though. They jumped out to a 6-0 run, sliced the Michigan lead to 10 before Bielfeldt answered with a conventional 3-point play, and then took a fancy feed from Albrecht for 2 more. Shoulder shake, drives on Thompson. Left-handed lead for Bielfeldt for the easy layup. Michigan would build another 17-point advantage. But the highly talented freshman from Ohio State, D'Angelo Russell, led the Buckeyes back. He quickly scored 11 points, including his Big Ten leading 73rd triple, and Michigan's lead was single digits. The Buckeyes extended their run to 14-0 before Irvin dialed up his first field goal the second half. He drives right side of the alley. Feeds Irvin, right corner for 3. Needs it. Got it! Huge 3 for Zach Irvin. His first field goal of the second half. 52-46. He would later hit a key lay-in to stretch the lead to 10 and finish with 15. Albrecht led Michigan with his 6th straight double-digit performance. He finished with 16 on the day, and Michigan snapped their 5-game slide with an impressive 64-57 win over Ohio State.
We work a lot of things, a lot of execution, and a lot of details to the game that we're trying to make you appreciate. But what trumps all of it is just effort, heart, belief. It trumps it all. And that was incredible. From everybody, from Max diving on the floor in that last play, one of those last plays, and Spike. If all you freshmen can just look at Spike Albrecht, right, and just realize how hard he plays every minute that he's out there, right, so he's got to beg to come out. Beg to come out. That's the mentality you have to have, and that's what great players do. And we played with all kinds of effort today. When we look at the video, we'll see each one of you winning in the effort areas, winning big time in the effort areas. We had some good wins right here in this place. That's got to be a top 10 for since I've been here, as far as just guys getting it done, right, and winning through adversity. Okay, so we just get better, and now why stop, right? Why stop, right? You only have 3 games left, only 1 more home game, right? And we got a week to get ready to go to Maryland, and then 2 more games after that.
That felt like a rivalry game. We played in these games before, and we didn't bring that energy and that passion. And I thought we did a really good job of that today. And our coaches did a great job preparing us, the past few days. And we played, with a lot of heart today.
We just have a lot of frustration building up, but the guys weren't getting too down on themselves. We knew this game would come, and eventually things would start to pay off. We had a lot of young guys really playing like veterans today, and it showed out there, just the passion.
We came out with a great start, a lot of energy, and that definitely set the tone. We were able to set the tone, and we were able to play with our tempo the whole game. And I thought we really executed our offense.
It means a lot for this team, the coaches, and everyone who's been working so hard, because we've come so close, some of these past few games, and to be able to finally get over the hump, it was a huge win for us.
Everyone's looking for that resume builder. Your club got it against Ohio State, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it's more than a resume right now for us. Just a belief and a lot of credibility and how hard our kids can play, and that we are getting better. We're showing great improvement in some areas. So it's big for us. It's hard to go to practice every day and coming close, and we've come close more times than we haven't. But just to finish that win the way we did today was big for us.
Basketball, sports in general, can be crazy. You lose by 19 in Columbus. You're up by as many as 20 on Sunday afternoon against Ohio State. How do you explain it?
Well, as you all know, that happens all the time in sports. That's sports. As I've said before, somehow in the first, when Sparta went to Athens, there probably was a home advantage thousands of years ago. And there is a home advantage, and our crowd was tremendous today, and I want to make sure I thank them.
Can you talk about the energy that this team fed off your crowd, and vice versa? Yeah. Zach Irvin, I thought, set the tempo extremely early.
Well, we came out of the locker room pretty charged up. We really wanted to go out there and show everybody, and particularly Ohio State, that we weren't giving up on this season despite the circumstances of the season. And I love that we came out hard and quick, and all of a sudden we had that lead. We never gave it up.
Yeah, and those points were most you've scored in the first half in a Big Ten game this year. But Irvin with a career high in assists. Spike Albrecht, 6 straight games now of double digits and 5 assists or more. And then Max Bielfeldt with some hustle plays that may not always show up in the box score, but were a big difference maker for you.
No, they were really, all those guys. And all those areas were hustle areas, things that we've been working on in practice as far as technique. But today it wasn't about technique as much as it was about we had a lot of heart. We had a lot of willpower trying to win this game. So I'm really happy. I'm as happy as I've been in a long time because these kids deserve this. They haven't stopped in practice one bit.
You told your kids afterwards this was a top 10 moment at Chrysler Center in the 8 years you've been here. What made it that? Is it because of the adversity your team faced and the guys who contributed?
I believe so. I just think that what makes it better is when you lose. There hasn't been too many times in any of those players' careers or in our coaches' career you lose 5 in a row. I mean, I wouldn't be the coach at Michigan if you go make a living off of losing 5 in a row. So this was something that we needed to just get that win. So going forward, right, we can build off of it. And so that's why I feel it was great excitement. It was everything, but we needed something to build off of. We can't build off losses. At halftime, that's what I said to them. Guys, this is not going to be a moral victory, right? We're winning this thing. This is not going to be a moral, and they certainly took it to heart.
Wolverines trying to salvage a season series split against the Spartans. We'll look back at the highlights from Tuesday night after this.
Inside Michigan basketball, delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
Michigan and Michigan State battled for the 176th time in the history of the programs, and the Spartans started with a balanced attack featuring 4 different scorers, while the Wolverines leaned on Zach Irvin, who scored U of M's first 6 points. State kept Michigan at bay with their sharp shooting that included a pair of threes from Travis Trice, and MSU went on an 11-2 run to bump their lead to 14. The Spartans piled on with their shooting and transition offense, led by Brandon Dawson's 2 impressive alley-oops, and MSU had their largest lead at 19. Michigan did scratch their way back into it behind a Zach Irvin 3 and a Ricky Doyle lay-in, though. Behind the back pass, Irvin fires for 3, got it from the left wing. Zach Irvin knocks home a triple. Here comes Michigan left to right. 4:05, lob up ahead. Doyle catches and lays it in. Michigan struggled, though, in the first half, shooting just 36%, and they made only 1 of their 8 triple attempts. It was 38-23 MSU at the break. The Wolverines started strong in the second half, and they were led by freshman Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman, who went scoreless and didn't take a shot in the first half, but hit 3 straight attempts to start the second, including 2 from downtown. Push pass, Rockman open in a corner for 3, ring it up.
It's a good start offensively, good start defensively.
A shoulder shake, fires for 3, got it. Back-to-back 3 balls from the freshman from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Michigan's down 11, only to watch the Spartans push back with a 5-0 run. The Wolverines then counterpunched to get within 10, but MSU owned the glass and went on a 9-2 run to push the lead back to 17. It stayed that way for most of the rest of the night. Brandon Dawson was a force by scoring a season-high 23 and grabbing 13 rebounds for his 9th double-double of the year. He and the Spartans shoot 62%, score 42 points in the paint, while the Wolverines put 4 in double figures, led by 16 from Zach Irvin and a dozen each from Albrecht, Rockman, and Dawkins. But Michigan falls 80-67 and drops to 500 on the year. That Michigan State team, very long, very aggressive, very good defensively, and it was one of those uphill battles from the get-go against the Spartans, wasn't it?
Yeah, really, Tom's got a really good team, and they have a good blend now of experienced players, and now their freshman point guard is playing really well, but they just pass the ball so well, and it seems like somebody's always off, like Valentine couldn't miss in East Lansing this time, Trice couldn't miss here. And then Brandon Dawson, we did try to do everything we can. It's really hard for our team to rebound with him. He did a great job.
Let's talk about one of your leaders, Spike Albrecht, from an emotional standpoint. He was visibly upset. He's usually one of those guys that tries to stay positive, but the losing didn't necessarily get to him, but he's tired of it. That's a good thing, isn't it, for you and your coaching staff to see a guy take command and tell the rest of your young team, look, enough is enough.
Well, he knows there's things that we can control. Our young guys are still learning. There's controllables, just on body angles, just on talking on defense. There's so many controllables that they're not understanding. So he gets frustrated because he looks around and sometimes there's 3 freshmen on the court with him. So yeah, that's a game that we know we want to win. We don't, especially ever get swept by them. It happened, and I think we've grown from it because we had a good couple days of practice, and it helped us beat Ohio State.
Coach, thanks.
All right, thank you very much.
Behind the back dribble, now fires for 3. Oh my! That was hot!
3 players who made so many memories at Chrysler Center returned for the MSU game. Nick Stauskas,
Timeout, Spartans!
Glenn Robinson III.
Yes! And Michigan wins it!
And Jordan Morgan.
What you do out there tonight against this team is going to shape the way a whole generation of people look at the block M right there.
Being back here, I feel that the happiness and the fun that I had going out there and taking pride of being a Michigan Wolverine. So that's just all I got to say to you guys. Just go out there, have fun, and take pride.
All of them said, yeah, it's slightly bizarre coming back to campus.
It's weird, it's a little different, especially sitting in those seats, and I'm used to playing out there and being on opposite ends.
Brings back a lot of good memories, a lot of good times of our 2 years here, and you know, at this point, I catch myself just like my parents were. Like, I'm a fan now.
This place really was like, it's always going to be special to me, so it was a big part of my life. And so many great relationships I built here.
The trio have forged different paths. Stauskas was the 8th overall pick of the Sacramento Kings, and Robinson went 40th to Minnesota. For them, playing time has been sparse. The adjustment, sometimes overwhelming.
Physicality and the speed of the game is obviously a lot different. And second of all, you know, just not getting the same, you know, the same kind of opportunity and the comfort level that I had here at Michigan. You know, sometimes you're only out on the floor for 2-3 minutes at a time, and you just got to make the most of it.
I think the intensity, you know, the competition every night. You know, we playing 82 games. That's almost triple, you know, what we play in college, what we played in college. And I think that's the biggest difference, you know, playing night in, playing night out. And how do you manage your time and still stay healthy? And I think that's where a lot of guys struggle. You know, maybe that's not eating right or lifting or doing what we need to do in that time we do have.
For Morgan, it's been a global journey from Ann Arbor to the Eternal City, playing for Virtus Roma in the Italian League. He says he hates the traffic and the Vespas, but loves the food and the lifestyle.
Adjustment is just, you know, basketball being all you really do all the time. So you got a lot more time to get better and just focus just on basketball. I spend most of my day trying to improve myself, you know, read and meditate and just learn things like that when I'm not playing.
A bonus for the Detroit native, a chance to grow beyond the boundaries of basketball.
It's obviously a big focal point in world history, so I have an appreciation for that. And just driving around and seeing all the old buildings and thinking about, you know, how many millions of people have, you know, gone through this place, and, you know, how much change the world has seen from this very city that I'm in right now.
Morgan hopes to someday join Glenn and Nick in the NBA. For now, he sums up their homecoming during a moment of reflection.
Being away for like 6 months now, it's just like it makes you really appreciate what you had here and like the people and the things you took for granted when you were here.
And U of M fans certainly appreciate them right back. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kingerski.
Welcome back to Inside Michigan Basketball. 2 games for the women's team last week. Michigan broke a 3-game losing streak by shooting 56% against Indiana on February 18th at Chrysler Center. Freshman Caitlin Flaherty was put back in the starting lineup, and she led 3 Wolverines in double figures in scoring with 21 points. Senior Shannon Smith added 16, while sophomore Sierra Thompson scored 15 points. The Wolverines also out-rebounded the Hoosiers 41-18. Michigan trailed early, but once they settled, they cruised. The Maize and Blue opened the second half, scoring 25 of the first 34 points to put the game in the win column. 68-52, the final. The Wolverines traveled to Minnesota Saturday, and despite 26 points and 20 rebounds from senior Saisha Gori and a career-best 27 points from Flaherty, the Wolverines dropped a 91-88 double overtime game to the Gophers. Michigan was trailing by 9 points with 7.5 minutes to go in regulation, but fought back and tied it when senior Nicole Elmblad scored on a putback as time expired. In the second overtime, Minnesota jumped out to a 5-point lead, but again, Michigan battled back and scored 4 straight points to get within a bucket with 18 seconds left. Michigan had time to send it to a third OT, but Flaherty's long attempt was blocked, and the Wolverines returned to Ann Arbor happy with their effort, but disappointed in the result. It was the second heartbreaking defeat for Michigan in their last 3 games. They'll wrap up the regular season this week, first with a home game on Tuesday against Purdue, and then on the road at Illinois on Saturday. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
Our Al Rule Steel Ironman of the Week, junior point guard Spike Albrecht. 12 points against the Spartans, another 16 in the win over Ohio State. Makes it 6 consecutive games of double figures for Albrecht. He also had 5 assists in each of those games for the Wolverines, making it 6 straight games of 5 assists or more. Albrecht with his leadership and clutch play, our Al Rule Steel Ironman of the Week. Well, this week will be used for a lot of practice time for John Beilein and his staff. Just 1 game on tap for the Wolverines next week. It's on the road against the Terps of Maryland. We'll have all the highlights and the reaction for you next week on the edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go Blue.
Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. is brought to you in part by Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines.